Hello all, I welcome you to the third lecture of this welding process series. My name is Divyanshu Pandey. I've done my master's from IIT Kanpur. I'm having 3 years of teaching experience and currently working on the Techie project as an assistant professor in Engineering College, Jhalawar. Previous two lecture we have seen the introduction to casting, and we have also seen the classification of casting process. We have seen different kind of joints which we use in casting and different kind of preparation which we do for performing casting operations. So that was a kind of prerequisite things which are essential for moving towards casting process. And now in today's lecture, again, we are going to cover a basic thing about casting, which is the different kind of power source which we use in welding processes. First of all, we need to know the requirement which are essential for welding process, such as the preparation, weld preparation, which we discussed in last lecture, and the joint which we make in welding process, and the basic introduction to welding which we have covered till now. So, in the same way, in today's lecture, we are going to see what are the power sources which we use in welding process, and uh, where what are the needs of different power sources uh, in the industry. So ये चीजें हम आज के लेक्चर में कवर करेंगे. So let's start with the AC power source. So AC is सबसे popular power source है. We know AC is most popular choice for welding, and we all have seen AC transformer welding in our workshops. So usually in every college, every institute, they have a kind of arc welding, and that arc welding, a simple stick arc welding, used to run with the help of transformer, which supplies AC current. Okay, so AC is the most popular choice for welding. And first of all, I would like to say sorry for this noise because some construction work is going on in my area. So you will hear this grinding noise after a few minutes. So sorry for that. Okay. So there is some kind of complication in AC welding process. So AC, we know that the current flows like this. So what happens after every cycle, your current will be extinguished because this will pass through this zero line. So it means after every cycle, your arc should regenerate, and that's why the stability, you can say, the AC generated arc is not stable because of this phenomena, because this AC curve moves like this, and after each cycle is this AC need to cross this zero line, and it means your arc will be extinguished after every cycle. So this is a kind of complication which is present in AC welding, and that is written in part two. Introducing AC does, however, lead to complication because unless special steps are taken, the arc will extinguish on each zero crossing. So this is the some problem in AC, but there are some advantages also. That's why we use AC and arc welding process. So what happens when your arc extinguish after coming through this zero line? Then again we want to reignite that arc, and for that we need to have high open circuit voltage, which we discussed in last lecture. That for generating arc, for initiation of arc, we need to have a high amount of open circuit voltage, and that's why in AC welding we need to have a sufficient high amount of open circuit voltage as compared to other, and which is at least 50 volt. Okay, so this is essential for again reignite the arc. And there are some advantage of this AC welding process, and those advantages are it reduces blow effect, arc blow effect, and it is a good oxide breaking performing when we use this in TIG welding, tungsten inert gas welding of aluminium. So aluminium may generally be used AC welding because aluminium used to react with the atmospheric gases such as oxygen, and it makes aluminum oxide, and which is not good for a good surface, and we need to remove that oxide layer, and AC current help us to remove that oxide layer, and how it helps I'm going to explain in upcoming slides. And again, what is this magnetic blow? This is also you need to know. So once we cover this AC power source and the DC one, and then we will discuss about the similarity and difference between these power sources AC and DC, and at that point I will explain what is this oxide breaking phenomena and what is this arc blow effect. So in today's lecture only a little bit I'll explain about this. And once we start when we start after this covering this topic, once we start the arc formation and physics behind arc, then we will discuss in detail what is this magnetic arc blow effect, although you will understood it in today's lecture only. Okay, so for AC we need to have a transformer, because in our power supply you know that we get 220 volt power supply, but for our welding we need to have your power source near 20 to 80 volt. Okay, so for this we need to have transformer which reduces its voltage, okay, up to this limit, so that we can perform welding operations. So why this range is only used for welding operations? If you have not if you not covered my last lecture, then I'll say that you should watch that previous video. In that video I have mentioned that which kind of discharge is essential for arc welding. So you know that 20 to 80 volt voltage is essential for performing welding operations. That's why we need to have a transformer. Now we want to know that which kind of transformer do we use in arc welding process. So what happened in transformer? If you see the circuit of transformer, it would look like this. So it has this two. If you see, okay. So transformer has this two coil, and first one is called primary, and second one is called secondary. Okay. So first one is your primary and second one is your secondary. Now according to Faraday's law, I'm just writing here. Okay. No, let me use a fresh page for this. It will be better for notes also. So first of all, we suggest we know that a transformer is essential because we have covered this topic in previous lecture. To reduce voltage up to working range, we need to use transformer. And transformer produces AC current in a desired voltage range. Okay. So, where do we use this transformer? So, whenever we require to perform welding operation by using AC power source, we need to have a transformer. So, as you see in your workshop, there will be a transformer जहाँ पर आप stick welding करते हैं वहाँ पर इसकी जरूरत पड़ती है. And this another example is written here, submerged metal arc welding. So, there also we use this AC and transformer. So, let me introduce one more page. Okay, then it would be better to explain that what this transformer means. Okay, so I was talking about the transformer. Okay, so your transformer have these two coils. So first one is known as primary, and second one is known as secondary. Okay, now according to Faraday's law, he says that voltage is equal to minus time. Voltage is proportional to, let's say, I'm just writing the equation directly, rate of flux change and the number of coils. Okay, so let's write the suffix p for primary and suffix s for secondary. So according to Faraday's law, जो voltage होता है in any transformer coil is governed by this equation. Okay, so voltage is you can say proportional to number of this n is nothing but number of you can say number of rotations or number of coil आप इसको कह सकते हो. कितना number of coil है यहाँ पे उसको आप कह सकते हैं. ठीक है, number of turns, sorry. So n is number of turns. ठीक है. So in the same way we can write that for secondary coil it would be equal to n as d phi upon dt. Right. Now by observing these two relation, we can see that V primary and V secondary is related with each other by this expression. Okay. Now, why I want to explain this thing, you will come to know about this just after a couple of minutes. So this is primary voltage, this is secondary voltage, this is primary, this is secondary. This primary just come from your main supply, you can say. Okay. So this is coming from your main supply, and this is secondary, which is used for welding. Okay, so you know that in welding we want to have welding voltage in the range of 10 to 80 volt, and in supply we get the current in 220 volt. So what we want to have, we want to reduce the voltage up to 10 to 80. So we can say that in our case, V secondary should be less than what you say V primary. This is necessary condition for welding operation. So by observing this relationship, you can say if secondary voltage is less, it is only possible if number of number of turns in secondary coil is less than primary coil turns. Okay. So this is the essential condition. If you want to have this, then according to this, the number of turns in secondary coil should be less than NP. So what I'm trying to say, the transformer which we use in AC welding, in that transformer, the number of turns which we use in secondary coil is less than as compared to primary. And why it is? Because we want to have a welding voltage in the range of 10 to 80 volt, and we get main supply of current in terms of 220 volts. Okay. So this is necessary condition, and the transformer and such transformers are known as step down transformer. Step down. This is an important term, transformer. And now on this definition only, question was asked in ESC and GATE examination that which kind of transformer is used in AC welding operation. So I'm just explaining this transformer. Then I think that this is very important to just give you this information. So you need to remember, in kind of AC welding we use step down transformer. And why do we use step down? Step down means what? It is reducing the voltage. Okay, it is just reducing the voltage, and the main supply is in the terms of 220 volt, and we are getting output in the range of 10 to 20 to 80 volt. Okay, that's why it is known as step down transformer. Or this kind of transformer is only used in your uh, AC welding process. So I think this is clear till now. So you need to remember this thing, and you need to also remember this relation. Okay, कि जो voltage होता है वो number of turns के proportional होता है. So this thing you need to remember. और इस पे क्वेश्चन आ चुका है, तो क्या पता आगे भी पूछ लिया जाए किसी पब्लिक सेक्टर में. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about uh, AC power source, DC power source. Okay. So how we produce DC power? So DC supply कैसे हम produce करते हैं, DC generate कैसे करते हैं, वो हमें पता होना चाहिए. So a full wave rectifier is used to convert AC output from a transformer into DC for welding operation. Okay. So we don't need to go in detail that how this rectifier works. That is out of our welding syllabus scope. So we don't need to cover that part. वो आपके लिए जरूरी भी नहीं है. तो हमें इतना पता होना चाहिए कि rectifier is used to convert AC output from transformer into DC welding. So in DC, you know that uh, in DC this AC, what happens? Your current flow like this. Okay, this is AC. And in DC, what happens? Your polarity is constant. Your polarity is not changing over the time. Okay, in DC, all we know that. Okay, so this is your DC. So what happens in case of DC? We can have two kind of arrangement in DC. In first kind of arrangement, we can use electrode as a negative with negative polarity, and workpiece with the positive polarity. It means electrode जो है आपका cathode है and जो workpiece है वो anode है. Okay. And in second case, we can use which is known as in which electrode is positive. It means electrode जो आपका anode है और cathode is negative. Workpiece is negative means cathode is uh, वर्कपीस. ओके, सो ये दो अरेंजमेंट है. इन दो अरेंजमेंट का नाम भी होता है. तो पहला वाला जो अरेंजमेंट है इन विच योर इलेक्ट्रोड इज नेगेटिव, दिस इज नोन एज डीसी EN. ओके, और डीसी RP. Okay, what is DCEN? DCEN means DC stands for DC current, and EN means electrode is negative. Okay, DCEN means here electrode is negative, and DCRP means DC reverse polarity. Okay, and now in case of this second combination where your electrode is positive. Okay, no, this is state polarity. This will be state polarity. तो स्टेट पोलैरिटी का मतलब क्या होता है कि आपका इलेक्ट्रॉन नेगेटिव है और वर्कपीस जो है वो पॉजिटिव है. दिस इज योर डीसी स्ट्रेट पोलैरिटी. इसको याद रखिए. स्ट्रेट मतलब यू वांट टू हैव वर्कपीस एज पॉजिटिव इलेक्ट्रॉन. ओके, एंड नाउ द सेकंड टर्म, second part is known as DC EP. EP का मतलब क्या है? EP means electrode is positive here. And the second name also you can see in books and other literature, and this is DC reverse polarity. So reverse polarity means your workpiece is negative here. So reverse polarity means workpiece is negative, and state polarity means workpiece is positive. Okay, so this is the way we thus define this DC with DC current. Okay, डीसी करंट को नहीं, डीसी जो हमारा वेल्डिंग प्रोसेस है इसको हम दो तरीके से डिफाइन कर सकते हैं. आई थिंक आपको समझ में आ गया होगा कि दो कॉम्बिनेशन है यहाँ पे. वी हैव टू कॉम्बिनेशन इन केस ऑफ डीसी वेल्डिंग. इन फर्स्ट कॉम्बिनेशन वी कैन कीप आवर इलेक्ट्रॉड नेगेटिव, एंड इन सेकंड कॉम्बिनेशन वी कैन कीप आवर इलेक्ट्रॉड पॉजिटिव, एंड इन द सेम वे थिंग्स गोज फॉर वर्कपीस. Okay, now why do we what are the differences of this DC straight polarity and DC reverse polarity, and where do we need these two kind of uh, welding processes or welding arrangement? Are they can be used for every, or they good welding process for each material for every process? Are they suited for only certain kind of processes, केवल certain kind of जो आपके कंपोनेंट है उसके लिए ही केवल बढ़िया है, या फिर कहीं पे भी यूज कर सकते हैं? ये सारी चीजें हमें अभी यहाँ पे मैं आपको बताने वाला हूँ. So in first case, let's discuss about the first case where your workpiece is positive and your electrode is negative. So what will happen here? तो first case में आपका क्या होगा? यहाँ पे आपका let's say this is your workpiece. Okay, and this is your electrode, and in first case what was workpiece? ये positive था और ये आपका negative था. Okay, and this is your power supply. अब क्या होगा यहाँ पे? All we know that electrons comes from where? From negative part. तो यहाँ से आपका इलेक्ट्रॉन निकलेगा, and this will move towards workpiece. ढेर सारे इलेक्ट्रॉन यहाँ से निकलेंगे, and all electrons will move towards workpiece. So what will happen then? When this all electron will come in contact with this workpiece surface, okay, the kinetic energy of this electron will be very high because of this potential. Okay, so this high kinetic energy will be converted into heat energy, and that will help to melt this workpiece surface. Okay, so in straight polarity what is happening? DC straight polarity जहाँ पे आपका जो वर्क पीस है वो पॉजिटिव है, electrons are moving towards the workpiece and they are melting the surface. Okay, now during arc generation some ionization also happens. Ionization क्या होता है, इन बीच में यहाँ पर आपके क्या होते हैं, गैस पार्टिकल्स होते हैं, and the electron just collide with that gas atoms, and that atoms get ionized. So atom जो है वो आयनाइज हो जाता है, और आयनाइज एटम जो होता है वो आपके नेगेटिव सरफेस की ओर मूव करने लगता है। आयनाइज जो एटम होता है वो नेगेटिव की ओर मूव करने लगता है। ओके, दिस आयन, बट उस उनका कंसेंट्रेशन क्या होता है, कम होता है। द कंसेंट्रेशन ऑफ आयंस आर लेस एज कंपेयर टू this electrons. So more heat will be generated on this workpiece region because all electrons are traveling towards this workpiece. तो यहाँ पर आप क्या होगा, हीट ज्यादा यहाँ पे पैदा इकट्ठा होगा over workpiece, and because of that heat your melting will be high in case of this DC state polarity. तो DC यहाँ पर क्या होगा, आपका डेप्थ ज्यादा आप कर सकते हैं, हाई डेप्थ इज पॉसिबल। ठीक है, यहाँ पर क्या होगा, आपका हाई डेप्थ तक आप पेनिट्रेशन कर सकते हैं यहाँ पे इलेक्ट्रॉन, और ये इसीलिए ये थिक शीट को भी वेल्ड करने के लिए यूज किया जा सकता है। हाई डेप्थ इज पॉसिबल। ठीक है, बट if you are talking about deposition rate, if you are talking about deposition rate in case of consumable electrode, so क्या होगा, heat is more heat is generated towards the workpiece region, तो आपका इलेक्ट्रोड जो है वो तो मेल्ट होगा ही नहीं, तो इसलिए यहाँ पर लेस डिपोजिशन रेट हो जाएगा। Okay, so these are the most important part which you need to know. That in case of DC state polarity, यहाँ पे आपका ज्यादा थिकनेस वाले जो भी मेटल है उनका तो पॉसिबल है, क्योंकि हीट ज्यादा यहाँ पे प्रोड्यूस हो रहा है, मोर हीट इज generated towards this workpiece, so high depth welding is possible here, but the deposition will be less. और डिपोजिशन क्यों लेस होगा, बिकॉज योर कंज्यूमेबल, इफ यू से यू आर यूजिंग अ कंज्यूमेबल इलेक्ट्रोड जिसमें इलेक्ट्रोड ही डिपॉजिट करता है मॉल्टेन मेटल, सॉरी मेटल, तो यहाँ पर हीट जो है वो इलेक्ट्रोड पे प्रोड्यूस ही नहीं हो रहा है, हीट इज नॉट जनरेटेड ओवर दिस इलेक्ट्रोड, दैट्स व्हाई द डिपोजिशन रेट विल बी लेस। नाउ लेट्स सी अबाउट, let's discuss about this second scenario. So in second scenario what is happening, let's say this is your electrode and this is your workpiece and this is your power supply. Okay, now in second scenario it is DC and workpiece is negative, so DC reverse polarity and electrode is positive, so इसका दूसरा नाम एक और क्या हो सकता है, क्या था, DC electrode positive. Okay, so अब इसमें क्या होगा, इसमें क्या होगा, your electron will move from workpiece to electrode, this electrode. क्यों, क्योंकि यहाँ पे नेगेटिव कंपोनेंट कौन है, नेगेटिव कंपोनेंट आपका वर्कपीस है, so electrons will move from workpiece to electrode area, so more heat will be generated, more heat will be generated towards electrode. अब यहाँ पे ज्यादा हीट जनरेट होगा। Okay, and now again some ions will be generated between this region, and that ions will move in negative direction, but again मैं आपको बता रहा हूँ उनका कंसेंट्रेशन कम होगा, so इतनी एनर्जी नहीं प्रोड्यूस होगी वर्क पीस पे, बट ज्यादा हीट प्रोड्यूस होगा बिकॉज ऑफ इलेक्ट्रॉन एट वेयर, एट इलेक्ट्रोड. So you will say since more heat is generated towards the electrode, so if you are going to use consumable electrode then deposition rate will be high. So deposition rate is high. Okay, and second, what second thing, deposition rate तो आपका हाई हो गया, second let's discuss about this depth. So more heat is generated towards this electrode and less heat is generated toward workpiece. So obviously, we can't use this process for welding thick metal sheets because the welding penetration will not be much in case of this रिवर्स पोलैरिटी, क्योंकि ज्यादा हीट जो है वो इलेक्ट्रोड पे जनरेट हो रहा है. सो यूज फॉर ओके. सो आई थिंक दीज थिंग्स आर क्लियर टिल नाउ. आपको ये पता चल गया कि स्टेट पोलैरिटी, इन स्टेट पोलैरिटी हाई डेप्थ वेल्डिंग इज पॉसिबल or can be used for let me write, can be used for thicker workpiece. One more thing, in case of DC straight polarity, more heat is generated toward workpiece, so it can be also used for material which is having high melting point, can be used for high melting point material. But in case of this DC reverse polarity, used for low melting point material. So you need to write down all these things. Okay. So used for low melting point material and this is used for high melting point material because heat is more heat is generated toward workpiece. So ये दोनों में डिफरेंस है, इसके हिसाब से हम दोनों को यूज करते हैं. So now let's discuss about the difference between AC welding and DC welding. So in as we seen that in case of AC welding, the arc stability is less as compared to DC. Why? Because the current is the polarity will be changed after certain time. So this is AC. So what is happening in case of AC welding? Your polarity is changing. Polarity is changing with respect to time. So that's why stability is less in case of AC welding. अभी हमने बात किया था जब AC के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे थे तो. Now in case of DC welding, polarity is not changing. That's why we can say stability is much higher in case of DC welding. Okay, and the reason is also written here. Now, in case of DC welding, we have two arrangements: DC reverse polarity and the same thing is written here. Let me. So one is DC reverse, and second one is DC straight polarity. Okay. So it can handle all situations and job. ऐसा क्यों लिखा है यहाँ पे? Because if you are having a thin sheet and the melting if you are having a thin sheet or you can say if the melting point of your material is less, then you will use DC reverse polarity. Okay, and if you are using a material which require high temperature and the material sheet is also thick, then you can use DC straight polarity. In AC, there is no such arrangement. In AC, there is no such arrangement. So AC has certain amount of limitation. So it cannot handle all situations like DC. Okay. In case of DC, what happens? You need to have rectifier and all arrangement to change AC into DC. That's why it is costly and the machining arrangement is heavy as compared to AC. In AC, what you have? You need to have only transformer. And nowadays, you can see the some many portable AC weldings are available. Okay. So because of light weight of transformer. So AC welding equipment are less expensive and these are light weighted. Now in DC, what happens? A problem of arc blower occurs. ये arc blow क्या होता है मैं अभी अगले साइड में बताऊंगा आपको. And in case of AC welding, arc blow नहीं आता है. वो क्यों आता है, क्यों नहीं आता, ये भी हमें अभी डिस्कस करना है. And again, DC arc welding machines are DC generator driven by electric motor or internal combustion engine. Okay. In AC what happens? यहाँ पर सिंपल आपको जनरेटर की जरूरत नहीं है, कोई आपको रेक्टिफायर की जरूरत नहीं है. यहाँ पर सीधे आप ट्रांसफार्मर यूज करिए और आपको डिजायर्ड वोल्टेज रेंज में मिल जाएगा. So simply in AC what we need to use a transformer, step down transformer. Okay, now the electricity production of electric energy. Okay, production of electric energy in case of DC welding is costly as compared to AC welding. And the another thing, the more electric energy consumption per kg of metal deposited as compared to AC in DC welding. ऐसा क्यों होता है? ऐसा इसलिए होता है कि आपको डीसी जनरेट करने के लिए आपको एक्सटर्नल सोर्स से पावर इनपुट करना पड़ता है. यू नीड टू रन रेक्टिफायर, यू नीड टू रन द इलेक्ट्रिक मोटर, एंड द पावर कंजम्पशन इज मोर इन दैट ऑल मशीन्स. ओके, so because of that only, because of running this electric motor and all, we need some kind of external energy, and that's why the consumption of per kg of consumption of power for producing metal for producing certain amount of metal deposit is high in case of DC as compared to AC. ठीक है, इन एसी व्हाट इज हैपनिंग, लेस इलेक्ट्रिक एनर्जी कंजप्शन पर केजी ऑफ मेटल डिपॉजिटेड एज कम्पेयर टू डीसी. व्हाई? क्योंकि यहाँ पर अरेंजमेंट केवल हम एक ट्रांसफार्मर यूज कर रहे हैं, कोई मोटर वगैरह नहीं यूज होता है फॉर प्रोड्यूसिंग डीसी करंट एंड ऑल. ओके, सो ये थोड़ा सा डिफरेंस था डीसी और आर्क वेल्डिंग में. नाउ वी विल सी व्हाट इज दिस आर्क ब्लो. आर्क ब्लो क्या होता है ये हमें अब देखना है. ओके, so what happens when we perform welding operation? So let's say this is your workpiece. Okay, and now this is your welding torch. Okay, and let's say this is moving in this direction. A welding torch आपको you are just performing welding operation along the length, and this is your arc. This is your arc. Let's say. So what happens? This is your arc, and your current is flowing along this arc. So all we know that if a current is flowing in a wire, then a magnetic field is produced. A magnetic field is produced because of that current flow, and the direction of magnetic field will be along this, along the periphery, along this periphery, you can say. By using a simple curve rule we can what this is thumb rule, I think. By using thumb rule only we can find out the direction of magnetic field. So if a current is moving like this direction, then the magnetic field will be along the periphery like this. Okay, so what happens, अब इसका थोड़ा सा हम ये तो आपका हो गया एक तरीके से साइड व्यू, इसका एक टॉप व्यू देखते हैं. So what happens when your this welding torch or welding electrode, you can say welding electrode, reaches this end point or any region, any sharp region where area is changing abruptly, or you can say the weld position just comes to an end. So वहां पर क्या होता है, अब मान लीजिए आपका ये जो टॉर्च है, this this is top view, this torch reaches here. So what happens, the magnetic field lines, what happens, get denser, get denser. Okay, so let's say this is your magnetic line. और होता क्या है, आपका ये करंट इस डायरेक्शन में अंदर की ओर है, or your magnetic field is like this, and your this welding electrode is moving in this direction. So as this electrode or welding torch reaches at the end point, और इस point के बाद, this A point, after this A point there is no more metal is present, there is no more metal is present towards this left point of A. So what is happening, all this metallic component is only present in the right side. Okay, so that's why this magnetic line will get denser, क्योंकि इनको बाहर इधर निकलने का कहीं मौका ही नहीं मिलेगा, क्योंकि यहाँ पर मेटल तो है ही नहीं ना, यहाँ पे आपका मटेरियल खत्म हो जा रहा है. So your magnetic line will get denser within this region. So होगा क्या, आपका आर्क जो है वो तो दूसरे फ्री रीजन में जाएगा. तो होता क्या है, because of this your arc will start moving toward the material area. So if you reach this corner point, your arc will go in this direction. Okay, your arc will go in this direction. So in this direction your arc will start flowing. Okay, and why this is happening, this is happening because of uneven magnetic field distribution. Okay, so because of this your and this phenomena is only known as arc flow. तो आर्क ब्लो का मतलब क्या है, आपका आर्क जो है वो ब्लो हो जा रहा है एक डायरेक्शन में, योर आर्क इज जस्ट मूविंग टुवर्ड्स अ सिंगल डायरेक्शन, and this is not required because the welding of this end portion, this end region will not be done in a proper way because of because of this improper arrangement of arc, क्योंकि आर्क तो आपका लेफ्ट राइट साइड में भागे चला जा रहा है, तो वेल्डिंग कैसे होगा? Okay, so this is undesired phenomena which happens because of this change in magnetic field, and this is your direction of magnetic field. So don't worry, यहाँ तक आपको समझ में आया, इसको एक बार और हम डिस्कस करेंगे ये पॉइंट when we will start discussing about the physics of arc. तो यहाँ पर एक बार और ये डिस्कस होगा, बट अभी तक आपको समझ में आ गया होगा कि जब करंट फ्लो करता है so magnetic field gets generated, and when the electrode moves through a small area or a restricted area जहाँ पर आपका मेटल का जो पोर्शन है वो खत्म होने वाला, where the a portion of metal is about to end, and when electrode reaches at the end point of any metallic component, then this magnetic field line get denser, and because of that your this arc uh, get attracted toward the metallic part जहाँ पर आपका जो मैग्नेटिक फील्ड लाइन से आर वाइडर है वहां पे वो अट्रैक्ट हो जाएगा, एंड दिस फिनोमेना इज ओनली नोन एज आर्क फ्लो. Okay. And since in DC, in case of DC, what is happening? Your polarity of electrode and workpiece is not changing. In case of DC, what is happening? Your electrode and this workpiece is not changing. The polarity of electrode and workpiece is not changing. So it means this arc flow will present in case of DC welding, क्योंकि arc यहाँ पे change ही नहीं हो रहा है. तो if polarity is not changing, what it means? The direction of this magnetic field will not change. But in case of AC, what happens? In case of AC, polarity changes. Polarity changes. And if polarity changes, then this this direction of magnetic field also will change. And because of that, this magnetic field will not get time to establish. Okay. And because of that only, no arc flow, no arc flow in AC welding. ठीक है, so no arc flow as DC in AC welding. And why? Because यहाँ पे polarity change हो रहा है, and because of change in polarity, your welding this magnetic field will not get established, क्योंकि यहाँ पे polarity change होता चला जा रहा है, तो यहाँ पे डायरेक्शन ही चेंज होता रह जाएगा. So because of that arc flow नहीं होता है इससे. So this is what I mentioned there. Okay, so I think this is clear. And again, what happens? One more point was there that AC weld is good. AC weld is good for your. There was a point. Yeah. In case of aluminium, we use AC welding, and because AC welding has good oxide breaking property. Okay. Why this is happening? Let's discuss this point also. यहीं पे discuss कर लेते हैं इसको. So let's say this is your electrode. And this is your aluminium workpiece. I'm just explaining this thing. थोड़ा सा डायग्राम पे मत जाइएगा, बस आप समझ जाइए कि ये इलेक्ट्रोड है, ये वर्कपीस है. Now in case of AC, what is happening? Let's say in first scenario, this is your positive and this is your negative for an instance. So what is happening? More heat will be produced on this workpiece region. ये थोड़े से एकदम I will say that fraction of seconds के लिए ये चीज होगा, and heat will be produced over your workpiece, and your this workpiece material aluminum will get converted into aluminum oxide because of oxidation. ओके, तो यहाँ पे कुछ लेयर फॉर्मेशन हो जाएगा. So few aluminium will react to oxygen and will be converted into aluminium oxide, L2O3. Okay, and now after fraction of second, what will happen? Your polarity will change again. So after fraction of second, what will happen? This electrode will get positive, and this workpiece will get negative. And because of this, what will happen? Your electron will start moving in this direction. Okay. So electron will start moving in this direction, and in between they face this oxide layer. So oxide layer, अब electron क्या होगा? जैसे polarity change हुआ, electron will emit from your workpiece and they will hit this oxide layer, and they will remove all this oxide layer. So that's why we say that in case of AC welding, there is a good property of oxide breaking because of this change in polarity. Because of change in polarity, your ऑक्साइड लेयर यहाँ पर इकट्ठा नहीं हो पाएगा, क्योंकि इलेक्ट्रॉन जो है उसको ब्रेक डाउन कर देगा, तोड़ देगा, बिकॉज पोलैरिटी चेंज हो रही है. सो दिस वाज द थिंग व्हिच आई वांट टू एक्सप्लेन हियर. आई डीसी पावर सोर्स समझ में आ गया, ये हो गया, डिफरेंस भी समझ में आ गया, आर्क ग्लो क्या होता है ये भी हमने देख लिया. नाउ वी विल सी there is one another way by which we can classify the power source, and that is duty cycle. So first of all, we need to know what is duty cycle. So duty cycle is a very simple concept. So duty cycle is basically the ratio. It is basically a ratio of arcing time to the weld cycle time. ठीक है. So it is basically the ratio of arcing time to weld cycle time. होता क्या है? When we do welding, so we don't do welding in a continuous way. We do welding for a certain particular time. When then we stop producing arc. So arc on time जो होता है, so if I write T arc, okay, so T arc is your T arc represent your arc on time, and the time for which your arc is producing. Okay, now what is saying the ratio of arc time to weld cycle time. And what is weld cycle? Weld cycle consists this arc on time as well as arc off time. Okay, so this ratio is basically known as duty cycle, and just multiply it by 100, you will get the value in percentage form. So ये होता है आपका duty cycle. So as per standard, welding cycle time is either 5 minutes as per European standard and 10 minutes as per American standard. Okay, welding cycle time. Cycle time का मतलब क्या है? नीचे वाला part. नीचे वाला part we are discussing about नीचे वाला part. If you are saying that welding cycle time, then denominator. This consists your arc on time as well as arc off time. Okay, so European standard say 5 minutes and American standard say 10 minutes. This is your arc time. Okay, now let's say if arc time is continuously 5 minutes, let's say arc on time is continuously 5 minutes, तो क्या होगा? Arc time होगा continuously 5 minutes है. So in case of European standard, we will say that we have welding time is 5 minutes, and for whole welding time your arc is on. So you will say कि भाई your duty cycle is 100% according to this formula. Off time is 0 here. Electrode your arc is never off during this welding operation of 5 minutes. So you will say in case as per European standard the duty cycle is 100%. But if you see this American standard, then you will say that welding cycle time is 10 minutes, and from that 10 minutes, the arc is on for 5 minutes. So we will say the ratio will be 1 by 2, which is 50%. Okay. So this is where we define cycle, duty cycle. So पहले हमें समझना है duty cycle होता क्या है. Okay. There is one more relation between duty cycle and current. Okay. So according to that relation, this is concluded that the minimum current is drawn when your duty cycle is 100%. ये क्या होता है मैं आपको भी बताता हूँ. Okay. The welding current and the duty cycle can be related by using this relation. ओके, सो दिस इज द रिलेशन. अब यहाँ पे टर्म क्या क्या होता है ये हम समझ लेते हैं. सो IR क्या है यहाँ पे? करंट एट रिक्वायर्ड ड्यूटी साइकिल. Okay, and what is your DR? This is your required duty cycle. And what is D100? This is your 100%. It is D100 का मतलब क्या है? 100% duty cycle. Simple. 100% duty cycle. And I100 means क्या है? During this 100% duty cycle, what is the current? So current at 100% duty cycle. Okay, so this is the relation. So where do we use this relation? So let's say you know that at 100% duty cycle, the current required current is 20 ampere. So you want to find out that for 20% duty cycle, what will be the current? So by using this relation, you can obtain what will the value of current at 20% duty cycle. So 20% duty cycle, 100% duty cycle समझ में क्या आ रहा है? In 20% duty cycle means your arc will be on for one fifth portion of your total weld time. And in case of 100% duty cycle, what it means? 100% duty cycle means your arc will be on for all time. For all time, अगर आपको वेल टाइम दिया है 10 मिनट, वेल टाइम इज 10 मिनट, वेल टाइम dwell time is equal to 10 minutes, then for 100% duty cycle, 100% duty cycle, arc on time will be equal to 10 minutes. Okay, so this is the scenario. If your duty cycle is 100%, then dwell time is equal to arc on time. So by using this relationship, we can obtain that at what duty cycle, sorry, at particular duty cycle, what amount of current we need. By using this formula, we can obtain. And one more thing, at 100% ड्यूटी साइकिल, जब आपका करंट जो आपका आर्क ऑन टाइम है ये पूरा अगर वेल्डिंग टाइम के बराबर ही है, देन करंट विल बी मिनिमम. ओके, सो इन केस ऑफ 100% ड्यूटी साइकिल योर करंट विल बी मिनिमम, क्योंकि यहाँ रिलेशन आपको दिख रहा है ना इसमें है. ओके, जो रिलेशन है ये आपका इनवर्स रिलेशनशिप है बिटवीन ड्यूटी साइकिल एंड करंट. सो आई थिंक दिस पार्ट इज क्लियर. ओके, so why this duty cycle is essential? Why this duty cycle is important? So as you know, the duty cycle tells us about the arc on time. Okay, duty cycle tells us about arc on time. So if your arc on time is more, if your arc on time is more, it means the arc is producing the production of our arc is taking place for longer duration. इसका मतलब क्या होगा? हीट ज्यादा जनरेट होगा, और हीट ज्यादा जनरेट होने के लिए आपको जो कंटिन्यूस पावर सप्लाई है वो कंटिन्यूस होनी चाहिए. तो होता क्या है, आपका जो भी मशीनरी है उसके वाइंडिंग जो है वो हीट अप हो सकते हैं, डैमेज हो सकते हैं. So because of that only we need to have proper duty cycle to keep our winding and our welding instruments safe. Okay, to keep our welding arrangement and winding of our arrangement of your welding transformer and all, we need to have certain amount of duty cycle जो essential होगा. वही चीज यहाँ पहले पॉइंट पे लिखा हुआ है, ड्यूटी साइकिल and associated current are important as it ensures that power source remains safe and its winding मतलब क्या होता है, जो अंदर जो वायर का जो वायर वाइंडिंग हम करते हैं ना आपके ट्रांसफार्मर और मशीनरी में, दैट इज ओनली नोन एज वाइंडिंग है, और नॉट गेट डैमेज. एंड डैमेज क्यों होगा? आप कंटिन्यूअस आप यूज करते जा रहे हो, कंटिन्यूअस हीट विल बी प्रोड्यूस, एंड कंटिन्यूअस बिकॉज ऑफ कंटिन्यूअस प्रोडक्शन ऑफ हीट there will be possibility of meltdown in winding. Okay, so that's why your duty cycle is very essential. Okay, now what is power source rating? So power source rating means what amount of current do we need as a at a particular duty cycle. Okay, so whenever we purchase any kind of welding instrument, you will see the standard current and duty cycle will be mentioned over that instrument. Okay, and why that thing is mentioned? That thing is mentioned so that you will use your machine within that range, and if you are going to use that your machine in within that range, that your power source will be safe for longer run, for longer duration. So ये हर मशीन पे लिखा होता है आपकी वेल्डिंग मशीन पे. So what power source rating means? This means at a particular duty cycle, what amount of current is required. Okay. In another way, यहाँ पर आप देख सकते हो, which indicates that proportional of period of 10 minutes that a power source can be operated at the specific load. ठीक है, तो ड्यूटी साइकिल का ये मतलब आपको तो पता ही है, मैंने आपको पता ही बताया, पहले ही बताया था. ठीक है, यहाँ पर एक एग्जांपल देख लेते हैं. So let's say you have a instrument, you have a welding instrument, and over that written that 400 ampere current and 35% duty factor. Okay, so इसका मतलब क्या है? इसका मतलब क्या है समझिए. 35% का मतलब क्या है? आप if you are considering your American standard, then you will say that your arc on time will be 3.5. क्यों? क्योंकि अमेरिकन स्टैंडर्ड से वेल टाइम होता है 10, और यहाँ पर आपका जो ड्यूटी फैक्टर है वो कितना दे रखा है. यहाँ पे मान लीजिए आर्क ऑन टाइम एक्स है और ड्यूटी फैक्टर यहाँ पे दे रखा है 35 बाई 100 परसेंटेज है ना. तो अब एक्स की वैल्यू कितनी आ जाएगी यहाँ पे 3.5 मिनट. सो दिस एक्स इज आर्क ऑन टाइम. ओके, सो आप इससे सीधे कंक्लूड कर सकते हो कि भाई 3 मिनट तक आर्क ऑन रहेगा. ओके, so it means your power source can supply 400 ampere for 3 minutes 3.5 minutes in every 10 minutes without overheating. क्योंकि ये आपका स्टैंडर्ड करंट और ड्यूटी साइकिल आपके पर्टिकुलर मशीन इसी करंट पे वो बनाया गया है. ठीक है, और इसी ड्यूटी साइकिल के लिए. So if you are going to use your machine for range for this particular case 400 ampere and 35% duty cycle, then it will run for longer time. Okay, so this was just an example that how you can relate this current and duty factor for your application. So we should know that what this duty cycle means. So हमें क्या समझ में आया? Duty cycle is nothing but the ratio of arc on time upon the weld time. Okay, so this thing is clear till now. Now there are a classification of power source on the base of your duty cycle. This is what I wanted to discuss. कि इसके बेसिस पे हम पावर सोर्स को भी क्लासिफाई कर सकते हैं. सो इफ क्लास 1 में हम उन पावर सोर्स को रखते हैं. इन क्लास 1 वी कीप दैट पावर सोर्स which is rated output 60 or 60 to 80 100% 60 or between 60 to 100% duty cycle. So if a machine lies between 60 to 100% duty cycle, that is considered as a class A machine. मतलब आपका जो आर्क टाइम है 10 में से 6 मिनट से लेकर 10 मिनट पूरा हो सकता है. ठीक है, तो इसको क्लास 1 में रखते हैं. नाउ 30 to 50% वाले ड्यूटी साइकिल को क्लास 2 में रखते हैं एंड 20% सबसे कम वाले को क्लास 3 में रखते हैं. ओके, नाउ देयर इज एन ऑर्गेनाइजेशन नेमा व्हिच कैटेगराइज आर्क वेल्डिंग पावर एंड व्हाट दिस नेमा मींस. वैसे आपको इतना जानकारी की जरूरत नहीं है, गेट के लिए पढ़ रहे हो, बट फिर भी लिख लेते हैं. नेशनल इलेक्ट्रिकल मैन्युफैक्चरर एसोसिएशन. ओके, ये सब इतना बस ऐसे जानकारी के लिए जान लीजिए. ठीक है, तो इनके हिसाब से ये 3 कैटेगरी है जिसपे आप ऑन द बेसिस ऑफ ड्यूटी साइकिल वी कैन कैटेगराइज द मशीन पावर सोर्स. ओके, अब थोड़ा ये एग्जांपल समझते हैं. यहाँ पे आपको ड्यूटी साइकिल का मतलब समझ में आएगा. लेट्स से यू हैव graph for 3 different machines. Let's say you have 3 different machines A, B and C. Okay, and this solid part is your rating, which is given by the manufacturer. Which is given by your manufacturer. तो इसका मतलब क्या है हमें समझना है. So let's say curve 1 for a machine 1. कोई एक मशीन है जिसके लिए पावर सोर्स है जिसके लिए कर्व 1 रिप्रेजेंटेड है एंड दिस इज योर रेटिंग. अब इस रेटिंग का मतलब समझना है. सो दिस रेटिंग मींस this is saying that, let's draw this vertical line. This is saying that for 60% for 60% duty cycle, your current should be 300. Okay, so rating means if you are running your machine, if you are running this machine for 60% duty cycle with 300 एम्पियर करंट, देन ये जो मशीन है वो बहुत ज्यादा टाइम तक काम करेगा। इसका मतलब ये है, ठीक है। लेट्स से फॉर एप्लीकेशन, फॉर एनी एप्लीकेशन यू नीड टू हैव 100% ड्यूटी साइकिल, तो कितना करंट चाहिए हमें? So you will follow this characteristic curve and you will move towards along this line and you will reach at this point। तो यहाँ पर देखोगे कि भाई 232 एम्पियर करंट हमको जरूरत पड़ेगी अगर हम इस मशीन को चाहते हैं 100% ड्यूटी साइकिल पे रन करने के लिए। So we always need to follow this specific relationship, this specific curve for this machine A। तो जनरली रिकमेंडेड ये होता है कि जो रेटिंग जो दी हुई है आपके मशीन की, उसी पे आप उसको काम करिए, उसी पे उस मशीन को यूज करिए। ओके, so this curve is just showing the relation between duty cycle and your current। ओके, सो इस कर्व के हिसाब से आपको ये पता चल जाता है। ऐसे ही और भी एग्जांपल आप देख सकते हो, जैसे इन केस ऑफ बी यू कैन सी दैट फॉर 50% ड्यूटी साइकिल, योर करंट शुड बी 250 एम्पियर। ओके, तो इस तरीके से रेटिंग की जाती है। तो ये रेटिंग जो होता है हर मशीन के लिए मैन्युफैक्चरर करके देता है। सो एवरी मशीन इज डिजाइन फॉर अ पर्टिकुलर करंट एंड ड्यूटी साइकिल एंड दिस ऑल थिंग्स विल बी रिटन ओवर दैट मशीन, जैसे कि आप इसको लॉन्ग रन तक यूज कर पाए। ओके, सो रेटेड करंट जो मैंने आपको बताया, रेटेड करंट इज द करंट फॉर विच द पावर सोर्स इज डिजाइन। ओके, so this is the technical term which is given for every power source। Now what is rated voltage? So there is another one standard, IEC standard, and this specifies a standard load line for each value of rated current। okay, so हमारे पास ये IEC जो होता है ये इंटरनेशनल इलेक्ट्रिकल टेक्निकल कमीशन है। ऐसे ही सुन लो यार, कोई पूछा थोड़ी जाएगा। इंटरनेशनल इंटरनेशनल इलेक्ट्रो टेक्निकल कमीशन। ओके, सो अकॉर्डिंग टू दिस there is a relation for voltage for each rated current, और ये हर प्रोसेस के लिए अलग अलग होता है। तो आपको रटने की जरूरत नहीं है। आप जब न्यूमेरिकल करोगे ना, तो कई बार आपको न्यूमेरिकल में दिख जाता होगा, लेट्स से फॉर मैनुअल मेटल आर्क वेल्डिंग आप होता है जो वोल्टेज रीजन, that is V equal to 20 plus 0.04 I। ठीक है, ये आपका जो स्टिक वेल्डिंग आप करते हैं ना, उसके लिए ये स्टैंडर्ड वोल्टेज रिलेशनशिप है विद रेटेड करंट। ओके, सो रेटेड करंट विल बी मेंशन्ड ओवर योर मशीन। ओके, एंड if that machine is going to perform this manual metal arc welding, then you can obtain the voltage by using this relationship up to 600 ampere। this relation is for up to 600 ampere। you don't need to remember this thing, आपको ये याद करने की जरूरत नहीं है, मैं बस बता रहा हूँ कि ये रेटिंग वगैरह कैसे करते हैं। ओके, तो दिस इज स्टैंडर्ड, ये आपका स्टैंडर्ड है। अब इसको आप एक्सपेरिमेंट से ऐसा करके निकाला गया है जो कि ऑप्टिमम रेंज में आपको मशीन काम करे विदाउट गेटिंग डैमेज। ओके, सो इन द सेम आप कहोगे 600 के बाद क्या होगा, तो 600 के बाद हम मान लेते हैं कि वोल्टेज इज कांस्टेंट एज 44 voltage। we assume that after 600 ampere your voltage is constant as 44, and this relation is for manual metal arc। in the same way समझ आर्क वेल्डिंग का अलग होता है, बाकी वेल्डिंग का अलग होता है, जो आपको याद करने की जरूरत नहीं। मैं बस यहाँ पर आपको इस रेटिंग को बताना चाहता था, इसलिए मैंने आपको बताया। Okay, so in today's lecture we have seen all the different power sources। so first one was AC power source, second one was DC power source। we have also seen the difference between AC and DC, and now we have also seen a duty cycle, what is duty cycle and how we can classify your power source according to duty cycle, ये भी हमने देखा। okay, so duty cycle is important term, you need to know the meaning of duty cycle when we solve some numericals, when we will solve some numerical you will see the importance of duty cycle, तो आप उसकी जरूरत पड़ेगी। okay, so till now we are building some concepts, तो इसीलिए अभी तक आपको कुछ क्वेश्चंस नहीं मिल रहे, अभी हम कॉन्सेप्ट बिल्ड कर रहे हैं, थोड़ा सा और इन्फॉर्मेशन हम गेन कर ले, देन वी विल बी एबल टू सॉल्व ऑल प्रीवियस ईयर क्वेश्चंस इन अ वेरी इजी वे। आपको खुद ब खुद आप खुद ही सॉल्व करके आंसर लिखते चले जाओगे। so okay, so in today this is for today's lecture, And in next lecture we will discuss about the power characteristics. Okay, and that part is very important for your GATE examination or for any public sector or engineering examinations. तो वो चीज़ हम कल से नेक्स्ट लेक्चर में स्टार्ट करेंगे. Okay, thank you all.